But I want to put a sign up that says God at work.
Amen.
I would like to be able to come to your house. I would like to be able to come to your job. I'd like to be able to come to your school. I would like to be able to come to places wherever you hang out.
Yes.
And be able to put up a sign just like that. God at work.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that might mean different things to different people, but I do know that what needs to happen is that we need to get to a place in our lives where we see and recognize and acknowledge that God is at work.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us, we have the idea, and maybe I could say audacity, is that, he's never done nothing for me, because we want to treat God like people. You ain't never done nothing for me. Watch this. The Bible talks about the rewards that you get, and it says something to the effect like this. If you only are rewarded for the good that you do, then you've got your reward. But what if you get rewarded for something you didn't even do? Something you can't take credit for? What? That doesn't make no sense. What if you have a part in what God's doing? Do we take credit for it? Or do we give all glory to God? What if everything that we did, we could do it as if we were doing it for God? Amen? And get this, sometimes we get this idea, I got to go out here and I'm working for Jesus because he's absent, He's absent today. So Jesus ain't here, Sister Layla. He's just not here. So in his absence, hold on. You can't work for him in his absence.
Nope.
Because if you're working in his absence, you're working on your own.
Ain't for him.
Is that? Can somebody tell me you're feeling what I'm laying down right now? You picking it up?
Amen.
You can't work for him if he's not with you. You can't work for him if he's absent.
Amen.
He is not absent. He is accounted for. And get this, when we show up like you've done this morning in the house of God, you are present and accounted for.
Amen.
Wow. Hey, listen, for some of you, that is not an easy task. That was not your first choice on a Sunday morning. Maybe one day that will become your first choice. Get this. Those of us who've been in it for a while, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes when I get up on Sunday morning, I have to remind myself what my first choice should be.
Thank the Lord.
Am I being too real, or do you want me to, do I need to back up and do this all over again? To put on airs, to act like to act like I'm not even human. Listen, I'm a man, I'm flesh and blood. If you cut me, I bleed, all those things. And there are times and days, and listen, times throughout the day, when I'm going to have things that are going to cause me to have to remind myself that I have to remind myself that Jesus is here. No, I'm not going to tell you the joke about the burglar who broke into the house and the dog's name was Jesus. Just so you know. And if you haven't heard the joke, meet me after church. I'll tell you the joke at lunchtime, because I'm not here to tell jokes today. So, I might throw one in once in a while just to see if you're awake. Let me, I gotta make, this is kind of an editorial. And, man, I'm not even sure how to do this. Oh, yeah, I can't, I'm gonna do this. Some of you will get this. There are those of us in this world who've been preaching this message, and actually that's caused us to want to search for this type of God, that if, I can't do this, can I? Really? All right, I'll sing it. No, I'm not having an episode. I'm having a little talk with Jesus in front of God and everybody.